Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new speed build video. If you are new here, my name is Chloe/Nova and I do various Sims content. I do like speed builds, renovations, gameplay. So if you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe. And I want to apologize, my voice is a little bit different today. I do have a sinus infection and it's very bad and it's making my voice seem like a little bit different. So yeah, I apologize for that. And yeah, let's just get started. So this is actually a shell challenge and it's I think called the St. Jude or St. Jude. Let me know if I'm pronouncing this right. And actually this is hosted by LilSimsie's and I watched her stream just working on this live stream. Oh my god, just working on this build, and then I was like, oh, I would like to try her shell challenge. I have tried one of her shell challenges a while ago, like back in 2022. So that's a very long time ago and things has changed since then. I think I am doing better builds since that time. That's why I just wanted to give it a shot again. So basically, if you are new to the Sims community, maybe this is the first time you watch a Sims video, in a shell challenge, the creator or the host is just going to give you a build. And it's going to be totally empty and they're going to give it to you, and then it's just going to depend on what are you planning to do, because you know some people turn a shell into a residential lot, some of us just going to turn it into a vet, into a store. There are unlimited amount of ideas that you can just go and do. And if you're gonna watch the tours, you're just gonna see how creative is this community, and you're gonna see how each one of us just did a different idea with this shell. So this is really amazing and I love to watch these shell tours because you're just gonna see a lot of good things. I actually worked on this build in a live stream. That's why, you know, it's has a lot of cut scenes because I was stopping, searching for items, going back and forth. That's why I have cut so many scenes. And let me tell you what I'm working with. So basically this is I don't know, like, what do you call it? It's not a hospital because it doesn't have all the things that you can find in a hospital, but I called it maybe a research center for kids. And I know this exists in so many places in the world where there is a research center, and that's a really good thing that, you know, the medical field is affording to us. And yeah, this is like, again, a children medical or a research center. This is just up to you. And yeah, this is like, I'm gonna say, a tiny shell compared to building a research center. For me, this size is really good. I don't like to work with big builds. I just prefer this size, but I wasn't able to just add a lot. Like, I wanted to add a surgery room. I don't know what do you call it, like operation room. I think this is what you call it. I wanted to add one, but I wasn't able to, so that's okay. And I tried my best to just add as much things as possible, and I wanted to add like a kids waiting area, but yeah, again, there is no space. And then this build has two versions. I uploaded both to the gallery. They just have a very minor change. The first one is basically has no posters, and then after I posted that to LilSimsie's Discord, someone told me that you just should add more posters. So this is the only difference between the two builds, and I prefer the second one, which has a lot of posters, and to make it more like kids friendly, which I have never thought of when I was working on that in a live stream. And let me tell you what packs did I use. I actually used businesses and hobbies, growing together, eco lifestyle, get together, sleek bathroom, refined living room, and the everyday clutter kit. So if you're going to download it, the first version doesn't have growing together, And also you're gonna see that it includes high school years, but I didn't use any of the items coming with high school years. When I was starting the build, I just used the staircase and then I removed it, and that was it. But you know, it's still included. So this is the first room, and basically this is the laboratory room. And you know, it could be for so many things. Could be for medicines, could be for the blood test. This is just up to your imagination. But all what I have done is turned a small room into a like lab room. That's all what I was able to think of. I didn't add a lot of clutter. I didn't just add so many things because I just don't want it to look overwhelming. So that's why I kept it as simple as possible. And if you're going to go back to the last build I have tried, it was actually another shell challenge, and it has a lab, it has a surgery room, but it has a very different concept. So make sure to just go back and watch it. It's really different with kind of the same concept. Like both of them have labs and medical stuff, but both have different concepts, which is so funny. Okay, now this is actually an emergency room. And as you can see, it just has few beds, again because we just have a small space, and it has its own entrance, its own reception area. I just wanted to do that, and I didn't add again a lot of things. I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible, and I was only able to fit 3 beds, which I think it's okay. And emergency rooms is where they basically going to handle things that are really urgent or urgent. I don't know how to say it. So yeah, this is what I was thinking about. And then they can, for example, just transfer them to the main doctors, which we're gonna move to it later. To be honest, I just don't remember the children's hospital that I was going to. I just don't remember that. I don't know, maybe something happened to my brain. I have zero memory to any of that, which I think it's so bad. But yeah, I just try to use my imagination for that. Again, this hospital is not following a certain country's how to say it, system maybe. I just did my own because I know in each country the medical system is just different. So yeah, where I live is just so much different than when I talk to my friends in each country. They just explain things differently. So yeah, I think that's why I just did things with my own imagination, and I think it's okay since this is just The Sims, and what matters to me is just the concept of this shell challenge. And now we're moving to the second floor. Again, it has a small waiting area, and then here we're just gonna have a few more things other than the first floor. And if you're doing Simsa stories, this place is going to be really good. Even if you are doing YouTube stories, this is going to be a good build for you. I don't think this is functional because, first of all, we don't have anything like a clinic thing or type plot as like set as clinics. That's why it's not gonna work. So that's why I'm setting it to generic, which I think that's fine. So we are now moving to another small room, and this is a blood test room, and I think you call it phlebotomy. When I was doing the live stream, I was just having a hard time trying to pronounce the phlebotomy thing. So yeah, I was trying to find chairs that's similar to the phlebotomist clinic or lab when you sit and you just put your hand on something. That was the closest thing, so I just used them because you just have to use your imagination. And yeah, this is like a blood test room. I thought that this is like gonna be realistic and really fun to add. A great detail to add to this small research center. And then we have 2 rooms which are a doctor's office. Again, they're really tiny, but I try to include everything possible. And here you're just, for example, you're just gonna do your tests, your x-ray, your everything, and then your doctor's just going to look at everything through their PC, and that would be it. Like, they're not gonna do more than that. And for example, they're gonna give the diagnosis and this is what I was thinking about actually. And yeah, one of the things that I wasn't able to add is an x-ray room, which is unfortunate. I wanted to add the operating theater or room as well as the x-ray room, but we just have a very small space, and we're just gonna leave that to maybe a future build if I'm ever going to build a hospital. So yeah, if you're going to look at the result pictures, you're just gonna look at few stickers added to each room. Now they're really plain because this is what I was doing in the live stream, and I did add the posters just the next day after I got few comments, and I think also I suggested that on my Twitter, and one of my simmer friends also suggested me that I just go ahead and add some posters. And now we're moving to another room, which is the pharmacy. So yeah, let me tell you, this pharmacy isn't making sense because there is no medicines in the game. This is the first thing, and I tried to use these refrigerators coming with Get to Work, pretending that this is where they store the medicines, and then there's like a small waiting area if you're just gonna get your ticket and go inside, grab your medicines and leave. In real life, there isn't maybe something like that. Where I live is just so much different. Usually the pharmacies are in the first floor and not the second floor, and then pharmacies don't look like that. But we don't have all the things in the game, so I was just pretending and making things as realistic as possible, and I think this is okay-ish maybe. And someone in a live stream actually told me they live in the UK and they get their medications delivered to them all the way to their house for free. So yeah, that's really good. That's really amazing. It's the same thing where I live. Most of the time, we just get our medications delivered to our house, and it's all for free. Like this service for delivery, the price of the medication is just free unless you just want to purchase your medicine. This is just up to you, which is okay. And yeah, I think here is just I'm adding the final touches of the whole build, and then we're just gonna move to the exterior, which was really fun doing. I loved how the exterior was looking like, and I loved the color scheme of this whole build. It's actually a modern build. This is what I was just thinking about when I first started the shell challenge, because sometimes turning a shell into a modern build is just so much easier, maybe because of the roofing, but that depends on what is your ability to do. I know people, they are working with suburban houses much better than modern. For me, if I'm just confused with a shell, I'm just gonna turn it into a modern house, which I think it's easier. Okay, now let me just explain to you what's happening here. The first thing is on the right hand, we have the entrance to the emergency room. I was actually looking for an ambulance and I couldn't look for any. And then there are two parking sites. The first one, which is like the bigger one, it's like for everyone. And then the one that's really close to the entrance door is actually for, I was just thinking about a word during the live stream. I don't know which word is better. Is it like for disabled? Is it for handicaps? I just don't know. English is not my first language, so I don't know which word is proper. Where I live, we call them something else that I can't remember. Also, yeah, it has an English word. I just can't think about it. And yeah, if I remember that, I'm just gonna write it in the comments. And here in the back side, it's just like for delivering some stuff, and it's for the waste management, something like that. So yeah, just thought of this small detail. And here I'm just doing the very simple landscaping. I just didn't add a lot of things. You're just gonna see how simple it is, just few flowers, few trees, and that was it, with these hedges. Is this what you call them? And yeah, this is what I was just thinking. I just wanted the build to look like it's not covered by a lot of trees. That's why I try to minimize the amount of trees. And sometimes, yes, if I have no idea what to do for the landscaping, I just go and fill the place with trees. That depends on what I'm actually going for. And yeah, the parking spots are empty now because I'm just gonna add the cars and the truck just at the end. And yeah, this is one of the hacks that I like to do when things look very simple, which I just do. This is like a soccer field style that I learned from a simmer that I can't remember who is this person, but thank you so much. This idea is really genius. And yeah, when I see like a lot of builders, they just do the same thing to make the build look so much better, which is really fun. And to be honest, I have just listened to myself while recording, and yeah, my voice just looks so different, and it is really funny, but that's okay. That's the reality. Sometimes I just have to record when having like a cold or having a sinus infection, which is fine. You know, my voice is really funny. Oh, I forgot to mention, where did I build this whole lot? I was just working on a new Crest save file and I forgot about that. And then there was like a few empty lots that I didn't fill with stuff. So yeah, I built this lot in Ucrest in a 40 by 30 lot, which I don't usually go for. I prefer the 30 by 20 and 20 by 20. These are like my favorite. And the price of this lot is 148k Somalian, which I think is also, you know, reasonable and fine. And yeah, this is like the whole idea of this whole hospital or shell challenge. I really hope that you guys liked this idea. By the way, when I started the live stream, I was having an idea of turning this lot into a family home. This is like the initial idea. And then as I was going and just thinking about what to add, how I'm going to style this whole build, I don't know what clicked, and I was like, okay, let me just turn that into a research center. And by the way, I really hope that Simsie tours my shell. Let's just manifest that. That's gonna be so fun. Oh my god, yes, I am just turning into, I think, fangirling mod. I don't know, what do you call it? Like, if she toured that, I know I'm going to be crying. That's gonna be so fun. Oh my god, I really love Simsie. So, oh, LilSimsie's, okay. So yeah, that's gonna be so fun. And if she toured mine, I'm gonna let you know, guys. And I'm going to drop this video on the tour date, which I think that's gonna be really good. And I am really hoping that I can just try more shell challenges. There are so many shell challenges available now, and I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna try my best, and let me know if you enjoy just watching shell challenges over my YouTube. I was just about to say my live stream, and now we're just gonna move to the final results. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this build video, and I'm gonna see you in another one. Bye everyone.